Welcome back, y'all. Today I've got a little driveway project for us to do. This is a regular mowing customer of mine, and we've got a really steep spot up here on the driveway, and it keeps getting kind of washed out. And then also, this is an Airbnb that we'll be working at, and so a lot of people are in and out of here all the time, a lot of different people, and I don't know if they stop on that hill or what they do, but it gets washboarded. It gets like spun up. So we're going to go in here and try to smooth it up because the last I heard it had gotten pretty rough, and we're going to see if we can't get it all smoothed up and everything. We've got the little LX2610 Kubota here with the rear blade, and I have a 6-foot box blade with me here just in case I need it. I'm hoping I can do it all with just the blade on the rear, but we're going to give it a shot. Anyways, it's a pretty good ways down this driveway here. We got to go in right here, and it's a pretty good ways down in there. And if you can tell, I don't know if y'all can see out through there, but we're up on top of a mountain right now. It is cold up here too, but just wait till we get down there. I can't wait to show y'all the view. The view is worth coming up here for. I would about work for this dude for free just so I could come up here to see the view. But it's not that clear of a day today, so it may not be quite as pretty as it has been. But anyways, let's get started. So I don't know how many other people do that little trick right there where you can take the front lip of your bucket and let it catch something like that so you can throw an implement around. That's probably not the safest way to do it, but it beats jumping off and hooking a chain up or anything like that. Just grab a hold and tote it. So y'all, before I get to showing you the project we're going to be working on, I'm going to show you this right here. This is beautiful. So here's the house. I hope hopefully the sun ain't hurting the camera too much. But look at that view. You can see as far as the eye can see out here. It is beautiful, y'all. But I think you can probably tell that it's not really that clear. When it's a clear day, you can see for miles and miles and miles. Like you can see out there on the horizon. I know the camera's not going to pick it up, but I can see it. I can see Winston-Salem. I can see Greensboro over in that direction. And on the very clearest of days, you can see Charlotte. You can see some of the tallest buildings in Charlotte, North Carolina on the clearest days. And Charlotte is almost, by now, driving wise, Charlotte is like 100 miles from here. Now, the way the crow flies, it's not that far. But, and just so you know, I'm up on Sauratown Mountain right now. So if anybody ever comes to Stokes County, North Carolina, and wants a nice place to stay, check out this here Airbnb. The dude that owns it, he's really good with it, and he's really good about keeping this place up. But anyways, the project is right up here. I don't know how much you can tell of how sloped this is, but like right here is a dugout spot, which that's not that bad. And it actually, I've seen it look a lot worse than this. I've seen it look a whole lot worse than this. We're not coming up here on a regular basis right now because it's not mowing season. But right here's the first spin out that looks pretty rough. Right here's the worst of it. We got some spin outs right there. We got a pretty good spin out right there. And a good one right there. So what I'm going to try to do is take that rear blade and I'm going to come up and smooth it all up at the same time, but I'm also going to angle it so it's pushing some of the gravel that way. And I want to get this thing sloped somewhat like this so the water will run off of it. And eventually we're going to put in like a catch basin right here in this area somewhere, and we'll put a culvert pipe underneath the road here. But until we get time to do it, we're going to put a band-aid on the problem, because we've got rain coming in tomorrow, and this does tend to wash. You can see right here all of this gravel washed out into the yard there, well, into the grass there. This is supposed to be on the driveway. So anyways, we're going to see if we can straighten up this mess, and hopefully by the time the next guest arrives at this place, they'll have a good smooth road they can come in and out of. So let's get started. I don't know how much y'all can tell, but the first pass over this done quite a bit. We're still not what we need to be, but that helped out a bunch right there. But y'all, I've fixed this road so many times, but the problem is this gravel gets loose on this hillside right after we fix it. It doesn't have enough time to pack, and so when people are coming in and out of here, and I guess people just aren't used to driving on a gravel road, I don't know if they stop or what they do, but it'll get spun up. Maybe they don't hit it with enough speed or something. I don't know what's going on, but right after we fix it, it'll get spun up. It's almost like we need to get something in here that's really heavy and just pack it down really tight. But yeah, I'm gonna make a couple more passes over this right here and see if I can't get it smoothed up. I may end up putting the box blade on so I can drag some of this gravel up the hill. But I really don't think I'm gonna have to. But we'll see we'll see if I'm happy with the results once we get it done here. I'm getting down to my last passes here. I don't think I'm gonna have to use the box blade. You can see right there where I've done this last pass, I guess. So I'll make one more pass up this way, pushing that way, and one more, push it all the way over to the edge. Then I'll go back over it backwards and just kind of knock off what little bit of a lip I'll have left. So we'll set you up here and maybe you can see me finish this job up. guys, tell me what you think here. Leave it down in the comments. I know video doesn't do stuff like this justice, but I can still tell you right now that it's just a tad bit lower over here than it is over here. But in order for me to fix that, I'm gonna have to take all of this stuff right here out, which there's actually some pretty big rocks. Some pretty big rocks and all kinds of stuff piled up in here. And this whole part of the yard here is gonna have to be graded down and sort of moved this way. So it'd be a pretty big job. I think it's gonna hold up good for a while here though. I don't know if you can see that, but it's packed a whole lot better than it's packed in the past. So I'm thinking that this time may fix it for a while unless we get some really hard downpours. There's another high spot right here where gravel has washed off of this road. And that little blade just on that tractor up there is just not heavy enough to cut that out. If I really wanted to get this fixed right, I'd have to bring the big tractor with the big blade up here. But I'm pretty happy with what it looks like right now. You can't hardly tell it, but right here, from like right here up, it's not noticeable at all really, but it's just a tad bit lower right there. So hopefully all the water that comes off of that hill runs right off the road instead of coming down this way. Before we had sort of like a swell here, like I built up a berm all the way across here, and that worked good until the first inexperienced driver come across it, and it looked like they stopped right on top of it and spun it out. So you know, you just can't quite do stuff like that on this road. That would have worked fine if that had been like my personal driveway or the guy that owns this place, you know, just him coming in and out of here, it would have been fine. But I do think that it's going to hold up better this time. I really do. We had no problem at all with this road. I'm not going to show you the guy's house up here, but right above where my tractor's sitting right there, they cleared off a lot, and it's up quite a bit higher than this. And when they cleared off all those trees and built that house, all that runoff just started coming gushing down this hill here, and ever since then we've had issues with this road. It's too much water coming down too fast. I guess before, when the trees were there, all that was slowing the water down and it wasn't an issue. But anyways, I am pretty happy with what we got here, and this is the first time I've ever used the rear blade on this driveway. I've always brought the box blade, and I think that's what's helped me here. I was able to take this gravel down to the hard packed gravel and move the looser stuff over here to the side, so I was kind of building that side up. And so in return, I've got a really hard base there that I think is going to hold up. To whereas with the box blade, I would have been dragging gravel down through here and leaving a real thin layer of loose gravel all the way up through here. And on this slope here, a thin layer of loose gravel just ain't what you want, because people spin it out. So let's keep our fingers crossed that this works this time. We'll get this box blade put back on the front of the tractor, get up here and get loaded up, and I'm going to head to the house. It's about supper time and I'm getting hungry, and we've been doing leaf removals all day, and I got in just in time to get up here and get this done. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know if you learned anything or not, because who knows whether I've got this fixed right or not. But anyways, hopefully you just enjoyed watching it, and we'll talk to y'all next time.